Located just outside the city of Searchlight, the Avikwame National Monument was founded in 2023 in order to protect its natural and cultural beauty. The monument, also known as Spirit Mountain, is home to a unique ecosystem, as well as a sacred site for many indigenous nations, featuring petroglyphs carved centuries ago.
The monument designation was started by the local communities, and it grew out of 2 decades of protecting pieces of this landscape one by one from industrial projects that were proposed on it. Because we all have ties to that landscape, and we're the ones seeing what's there and working with people on the ground, we could tell that, this meant something to start to work together.
Considering the collective effort that went into advocating for Avikwame's protection, it comes as no surprise that the monument means a lot to the local community. I grew up, in the city. I grew up in North Las Vegas, and so I had always dreamed of kind of moving out to a place that was super, super rural where, 5 steps away I can be in the middle of nowhere and just enjoy the sounds of the desert. Once there was a huge push from the community to make it a monument, it's I learned so much more about, the geologic history and just more about the specific plants and animals of this region. That I just kind of appreciated it more and kind of realized how special Searchlight is. It's easy to make the mistake of dismissing desert ecosystems as desolate or devoid of life, but the Avikwame National Monument proves the contrary. In fact, the monument is home to a desert ecosystem not found anywhere else in the Mojave Desert.
So at Avikwame, the diversity of plant is fairly high compared to the rest of the deserts of Nevada. But if we compare the mountains of Avikwame to other mountain ranges of comparable size, it is higher diversity. And that's mostly because of its location in the extreme southern portion of the state. It has a large component of Sonoran desert flora. So we think about Avikwame National Monument being in the Mojave Desert, but because it's so close to the Sonoran, we get a huge component of Sonoran species growing there that don't grow anywhere else in Nevada.
Let's go through some tools I use in the field. So first, my trusty snake hook. Next is a lizard noose. Of course, we have black light for scorpions, but that's going to be at night. And tweezers, so we can catch them safely. And last but not least, for safety, we have an inReach, in case we need any kind of help along the way. You can often find scorpion burrows along the sides of dirt hills or along the sides of desert washes. And you can kind of tell it's a scorpion burrow because they have a little half moon shaped, or they're tiny little caves. In addition to the rich variety of plant and animal life, Avikwame is also home to the Grapevine Canyon petroglyphs. These images were carved into the desert varnish by the indigenous people, whose descendants still revere Spirit Mountain as a sacred site to this day. Between the monument's unique natural landscape and cultural importance to many of the indigenous nations in the Mojave Desert, the Avikwame National Monument serves as a vital natural and cultural preservation site. There just isn't anywhere else on Earth quite like it, which is exactly why it needs to be protected. The Avikwame National Monument in Nevada is a culturally and spiritually significant area for several Native American tribes, particularly the Fort Mojave tribe, who consider Avikwame a sacred site.
Avikwame, Spirit Mountain, is our beginning, where we're from.
Spirit Mountain is where it lives in me. I am Spirit Mountain. I come from Spirit Mountain.
It's where our Matavili is our creator. That's where he is.
Christmas Tree Pass is like a place that, well, became famous because everyone started putting their Christmas ornaments there. So now there's Christmas ornaments all over the place. And
They raise a few concerns for the monument. Often, the trash, broken ornaments, and wires harm desert wildlife. Additionally, decorating near sacred indigenous sites is disrespectful.
Even though it is protected, there's still a risk of human incursion. Off-roading is a particularly dangerous thing. So a lot of desert plants aren't able to grow particularly quickly because the conditions are so harsh that plants really face this danger of being trampled on or damaged.
Petroglyphs are far more than just rock art. They are a living record of human history, sacred to indigenous peoples, and a window into ancient worlds that must be preserved. Their loss would mean erasing irreplaceable chapters of America's past. These ancient artifacts, when protected, are there for many generations to observe and learn from. And so it's a valuable resource. So, once it's gone forever. The monument is so special because it offers clean air, expansive skies, and a golden light that creates a soothing effect. The mountain itself rises dramatically from the desert, with sunrises and sunsets painting the rocks in fiery hues. At night, the Milky Way blazes overhead, offering awe-inspiring stargazing that puts human worries into perspective.
So Aviquame National Monument is a really interesting place for amateur astronomy and stargazing. We live here in Las Vegas, and we have an interesting duality where we're in one of the most light-polluted places in the country, yet we're fairly close to dark skies, some of the darkest skies in the country. Aviquame represents a really good blend of this. It's about an hour south of Las Vegas. You will be able to see hundreds of stars. You'll be able to see the Milky Way. You'll be able to see things that you would not be able to see from within the city.
I love being in the middle of it. I've climbed Spirit Mountain twice, 3 times. I didn't make it to the top the 3rd time. But I've been in this area a long time. I know the roads. I can take you to petroglyphs. I can take you to early man pictographs that are out there that are kind of protected.
As anywhere that you have, high traffic, of course, you may try to leave no trace, but it's just inevitable when you have large numbers of people visiting the monument. But if you stay on trails, places that are designated, it can actually protect the undisturbed areas so that everyone can enjoy it. The town of Searchlight, that's kind of nestled within the monument, does have annual cleanups. There's also a group called the Friends of Aviquame that organizes bioblitzes, which is where, citizens, even from, Las Vegas and Henderson and Boulder City, everyone's invited out. Tribal groups, archaeologists, and conservationists monitor the petroglyphs to prevent further damage. Public education efforts aim to reduce vandalism by teaching visitor responsibility. These efforts include visitors avoiding touching or tracing petroglyphs due to oils from their skin that accelerates erosion.
And I don't think it's very good for anyone to leave their names on the rocks. I think they can take a picture, but if at all possible, do not leave any traces on other than their footprints. Hopefully, we will be able to cherish it, and we'll able to share it with other people, but at the same time that we share it, we are able to take care of it.